Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is a review for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 5, The Rumor Mill. Okay, so Ashley, like I said, we weren't gonna see that birth. Thank God. Baby Dylan. Dylan is the baby's name. Ashley is home with baby Dylan. She and Michael, of course, and I think the baby 2 days old, so she only spent 2 days there, which, you know, of course I can gather she had a vaginal birth, because a C-section would have had her there at least a week, at least a week. His name is Dylan Michael Darby, and he got a little color to him, you know, he got a little bit more color than Dean. And he takes after Ashley. He favors Ashley more. Okay, so we see Dean meets his baby brother, and it's just the sweetest little thing. I mean, the cutest. Seeing the babies bond, and you know, he's rubbing his baby brother's head and all of that. Listen, my son, my son was not here for no little sister. He wasn't here for her at first. I brought her home. And we all sitting around, and he just bop on the top of her head. I was crying. I was crying. Of course, everybody, why are you crying? Listen, I'm emotional. The hormones are still regulating, and that's my baby that he just bopped on the side, you know, on top of her head. It took some adjusting, because the poor baby was still trying to get in the bassinet, and it's like, baby, listen, you're not the baby no more. You still mama's baby, you know, because he was still just a early 2 years old, so he ain't understand. He ain't understand. But Dean did good with baby Dylan. Okay, so then we see Mia and her family, and this ain't funny. I was really about to chuckle, but it ain't funny. The po baby, she done fell off the curb, and I mean, she fell pretty hard, like where you probably got a few little scrapes in your hand, you know, from when you break that fall. I mean, the back of her leg flew up and everything. Baby girl, that curb was a doozy. And, you know, she had to step in like all mamas do. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Please don't start that screaming. It's going to be all right. So they go to have their little picnic. And, you know, she says that she got to do more with the family. You know, she asks her boys, has she been working too much? Like, do they think that she works a lot? And they basically are like, yes. Yes, you do work way too much. She explains to them, you know, that she just, you know, she's trying to create a life that she didn't have. She's trying to give them things that her mother couldn't give to her. You know, her mother, she explains to them that she was sick, you know, and I can appreciate the fact that she's not bashing her mama, you know, their grandmother, in front of the children, because I'm sure she has a few ill will feelings towards her mother, you know, because of the past, but she don't let it show when it comes to those kids. You know, your grandmother was sick, and she couldn't really do the best job at, you know, parenting that she wanted to. She couldn't be the best version of herself while she was sick like that, and, you know, I'm sure they understand. Mia don't understand how you can even have some kids and not, you know, be motherly or nurturing. Like, how? There are plenty of women out there who have children, and those are the ones that don't go and get an abortion on time, or, you know, like, it's a situation. It's a mistake. And when that happens, those women probably shouldn't carry out their pregnancy. They probably shouldn't. If you somebody that don't have no, you know, not a nurturing bone in your body, you're not the motherly type, your motherly instincts just don't kick in when you're around children, you know, like, if you're one of them people, you probably shouldn't have kids. It's not, that whole myth that, you know, all women just are naturally nurturing. No. I've come across women before that I know you ain't having no kids, because you don't even give me the mother type, you know, just some people just like that. And especially an addict, especially somebody that, you know, is using that 9 times out of 10, that's the drug. That's all they worried about. But she invited her mom to the picnic. You know, her mama says she booked and busy and cannot be there. So she extended another invitation. Okay, let's do lunch. Let's do dinner or something like that. Because they've never sat down and had brunch, breakfast, nothing. And so she agreed. She agreed to that, you know. And of course, her husband he's on board. He's like, don't give up on your mama. You know, you owe it to yourself to see where it goes. Okay, Candace. She's packing for the trip to Williamsburg. I'm gonna need for Candace and them to at least go down to IKEA or the Rooms to Go or Ashley's Furniture, somebody's furniture store, and throw some knickknacks in that house because it's looking real. And I know y'all hear the echo in here because there ain't no furniture in here either. So it's looking, you know, it's sounding real, you know, echo, 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 echo. It's real empty. It's real empty around there in that bedroom. Kind of looking like, you know, like your first apartment when you in college. But I'm patient, you know, because I know she just moved in there. And I'm pretty sure Candace is one of those girls that wants everything custom made, you know, everything gonna have to be shipped and it's gonna take months and months and months to get what you need. But as long as you got a bed to lay in, I guess. Ain't got no headboard, but as long as you got your bed. You ain't got no dressers or nothing. I mean, living out of like tons of trash bags. I can't live like that. I'm about to go crazy around here. I wish these people would hurry up with these renovations so that everything can get moved back in and we can stop living out of suitcases. I'm tired. I'm tired. Anyway, she's, you know, going to Williamsburg for the trip or whatever. She's invited all the ladies except Ashley. Chris tells her, first he tells her, you know, he has to be in manager mode. Okay, you're going to have your little fun with your friends. Go have your little fun. Big fun with your friends. But when you get back, it's back to work. You know, we got this video shoot, that video shoot. We got work to do. She's annoyed, but listen, you asked for him to be your manager, so whatever. He asked about Ashley and did she extend an invitation. Candace says she did not. And she doesn't see why she should. You know, don't the whole don't the whole coochie gotta heal? Like, that's what she said, not me. She's, you know, she's just gonna, you know, think for her and make the decision for her. Or she ain't coming anyway. She just had the baby. She ain't gonna be there. So no, I didn't invite her. You at least need to give that girl an opportunity to say, no, thank you. I declined the invitation. I just had a baby, you know, but whatever. Ashley, she's having Giselle over. Giselle comes and, you know, she sees the baby. We do all the pleasantries right before we got to get into it. And before she can get into it, oh wait, excuse me. Baby Dean also comes home with the nanny. Baby Dean standing there looking at her like, who is this in my house? This lady. He ain't start crying like he did with Karen, but yeah, he don't like people. He don't like coming home to the strange people, waking up to the strange people. And I get that. Because if I'm asleep, I don't want to wake up in some stranger in my house. If I'm coming home from wherever, from the park, a nice, you know, day of playing around, I don't want to just walk in my house and see a stranger. I'll be looking like, who are you? So I feel that, Dean. I feel that. She, you know, takes Dean, you know, into the other room or whatever. And Giselle is about to tell Ashley about the peace out house party. But before she can go in, Dylan has a blowout. I mean, all up the back. Just, you know, it's when they pass gas, or I don't even know. Sometimes they push them out. It's like, and then all up the back. And so that's what happened to him and Giselle. Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta get out of here. Oh my God. She calling Nanny. Now you know that Nanny got a name. You know that Nanny got a name. What's her name? I think Ashley says her name. Damn, did I write the lady's name down? Talking about she got a name and I ain't even bother to write her name down. Anyway, oh, Daisy, that's her name. Daisy come over and get the baby. She gonna change the baby. She brings the baby back. Him sleeping now. And so now they can carry on with the mess. Giselle asked, you know, about the situation and, you know, the booty hole situation. And she says she ain't split, but, you know, some things happen. And Giselle is like, did you poop on the table? Yeah, I pooped. Girl, me too. I didn't do that. I was thinking hard, like concentrating. You better not poop. You better not poop. You better not poop. And it feels like you're about to, which is why that happens to a lot of women. And they tell you that if you feel like you got to poop, that's when you need to push. And it's like, because if it's poop, is it poop or the baby? Like, how am I supposed to know the difference? Anyway, I didn't poop, but I sure threw up. I threw up on that last push. It just took too much. It just took too much out of me. But they, you know, they bond over that. And, you know, now they got to get back into the story. She changes the subject, you know, about Candace's trip. Okay, so are you going on a trip? Did she tell you about the trip? And Ashley ain't heard about the trip because Candace has not called. And so she says, oh, well, I'm going to invite you. She ain't invite you. I'm going to invite you. Ashley's like, well, when is it? She's like, next week. Girl, I just had this baby. So she gonna come for a day. She ain't spending the night, but she gonna come for a day. Giselle tells her about Mia apologizing. And then she moves on to Wendy. And, you know, she just doesn't understand Wendy's new, you know, persona. Wendy is giving us Instagram model these days, and Giselle just don't understand. She ends up telling that girl about the rumors about, you know, Eddie allegedly having a side chick and allegedly having a outside child. And, you know, Ashley she's sucking it all up. Giselle feels like, well, maybe that's why she got the body done and all of that. Maybe she's overcompensating for something. That's what she thinking. She says she gonna get to the bottom of it. Girl, whatever. Wendy, she's working in the house or whatever. And the kid, everybody is just loud. She's trying to record something, I think, for her students. I'm not sure. She's in there trying to record something and keeps getting interrupted. I know that life all too well. I know that all too well. I have to stop this thing a few times. Can you shut up out there? Can you please keep it down? Somebody knocking on the door needs something. Somebody want a snack. Somebody fighting downstairs. Like, it's just always a lot when you're trying to, you know, sit down and do content, create, and you got a whole loud family, you know, out the door. So I definitely empathize with her with that. But when she, you know, comes out, you know, they send the kids downstairs. She's, you know, having an awakening. She's tired of fitting the mold, and, you know, she don't want people putting her in a box. We ain't put you in no box. Now you put yourself in a box coming on this thing, you know, shouting from the mountaintop that you got 4 degrees every time they mash play on their camera. Here you go. Oh, I have 4 degrees. I have 4 degrees. I'm degreed up. I got 4 degrees. I have 4 degrees. I'm a professor. I have 4 degrees. I'm a political commentator. I have 4 degrees. I have 4 degrees. I have 4 degrees. So now you in the 4-degree box and now you want to come out, you know. No, you can't come out of it now. Not like this. Not like, bam, titties and ass. I'm a whole Instagram model. Get into these Fashion Nova fashions. Get into all of this that I'm giving. No, because we're confused. We want to understand where it came from. And maybe she has really been this person, you know, behind the scenes. Because that happens, you know. You're living up to everybody else's expectation of you. And now she feels, you know, that wasn't it. I'm sure she watched all of last season and said to herself, you know what? I got to reinvent. I got to rebrand because I don't like that. And that's okay. You know, she has every right to reinvent herself whenever she feels like it. And y'all just gonna have to deal with the new Wendy. They talk about the candles. You know, she's really way over her head because Eddie, you know, starts drilling her the same way Karen did. Well, did you copyright the name? Did you do this? Did you do that? Anything past, you know, making the candle. She ain't done none of that. And, you know, he's like, how you going to continue to fund this? Oh, I thought that I was going to fund it with your money. And he say, no, you thought wrong. My wallets have been shut down. So I don't know what you're going to do, baby. I don't know what you're going to do. But he also tells her he ain't happy and fulfilled. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, y'all should revisit that. Y'all should revisit that. But she's not going to quit her dream. Bottom line, she ain't going to quit. Okay, Giselle and Robin, they meet Mia for dinner. And of course, they immediately get in her tea after, you know, pleasantries. She tells them her story, you know, her background. She grew up in foster care. Both of her parents were on drugs. Her father was abusive towards she and her mother. And there was an instance where it got real bad. She jumped in and was, you know, hurt. She was injured badly. She went to school the next day, and a classmate of hers, you know, saw that she was still bleeding through her shirt. Of course, CPS was called. They took her that day. And so from then on, she, you know, she was in the foster care system, and she said that after that, her relationship with her mom was strained from, you know, from that moment forward. Robin, you know, chimes in and asks, you know, was her mama in the streets? You know, was it that sort of situation? And she's like, and it's no judgment. It's just that my husband, Juan, okay, girl. Her husband, Juan, his parents, and I'm pretty sure Juan did not want her saying that. I feel like we would have known that by now if Juan wanted to share that part of him, because Juan has always, well, she's always said that Juan was adopted and that he didn't grow up with his, you know, with his real parents, and then his parents died so early that basically her parents raised him. Like, they never, you know, said, you know, how they died. Well, he did it, and she just done offered up this man's tea. I hope he was okay with that. But she, you know, shares that both of his parents passed away due to AIDS. They were heroin users. And Mia's like, my dad passed away from AIDS. He was a heroin user. I'm pretty sure we all got somebody in our family that has passed away from AIDS, especially back then in the 90s. I am almost certain somebody knows somebody. You know, both my mom's brothers died from AIDS back in the 90s, and I mean it was a quick situation. It was a very quick situation. And yeah, so they bonded over that. Giselle, after hearing her story, because the minute she's like, so how did you go from dancing, no, how did you go from North Carolina, wherever she's from, to dancing out here in DC? Like, how did that happen? And then she's just like, well, I grew up in the foster care system. Oh, yeah, now you got egg all over your face. Now you got egg all over your face. Anyway, Giselle, in her confessionals, after, you know, hearing the lady's story, she's a survivor. You know, she can admit that. That's a survivor right there, and I have a newfound respect for her. Like, that's a bad bitch, for real. So thank you, girl. Thank you, Giselle. Like, I mean, sometimes she can get it right. Sometimes she can be nice and pleasant and say the right thing. This particular time, she did good. Okay, everybody getting ready to go to Williamsburg. They're meeting at Candace's house to get on the Porty bus. Karen is going to be sworn in, you know, as an ambassador to Surrey County. And so she's going to have to step away, but she'll be on the trip, of course. The ladies file onto the party bus. And Wendy's outfit. Wendy had on this, you know, the very high cut leotard with the sweats, like, you know, hanging off your hip a little bit. So you got all your hips right here showing. And her little clear heel and her little crop top showing the top of her boobs. Girl, Wendy, girl. Wendy been shopping at Fashion Nova. Like I said, Giselle talking about some girl coming in with this Forever 21 look. Now, Giselle, when it comes to looks, you might want to just sit back and eat your food, because you don't have a pot to piss in. So sit back and eat your food, okay, auntie? Okay? All right. Okay, they all on the bus. And Skylar, she comes as well. She's on the trip. I don't know why, but she there. They ask about Ashley, and you know, Candace is like, oh, before she can say I ain't invite her, Giselle is just like, oh, I invited her. Candace like, what? Oh, she's just gonna be here for a day. She's just like, okay, girl, okay. All right. Giselle thinks everybody should get on the pole. And so now we're going to all take a turn on the pole. Robin, with her shady ass, go ahead, Mia, show us how it's done. Mia's like, now I done told y'all I don't do the pole. I have no experience on the pole. They all take a turn. Robin, Giselle, Karen. I mean, Karen did all right for, you know, her age bracket. Candace get up there and do a little roll. She rolled her kiki a little bit. I expected Candace to do better, but Candace gave us a I love rock and roll kind of. She gave us one of those white girl stripper dances. But Mia get up there and do the thing. She do the thing. Mia had everybody looking like, but you said you don't have pole experience. This tells me that was a lie. She say, no, I didn't. Listen, I ain't say I ain't never worked the pole. I said I don't work the pole for, you know, to get paid. I never got paid to work the pole, but listen, I got friends who know a little thing and they done taught me a thing or two. So yeah, she did what she was supposed to do on that pole. What you call it? What's the lady name? Karen ends up telling everybody that she's not going to be able to, well, she's going to be leaving, you know, and she's already invited Mia, but she's inviting Wendy as well. You know, Giselle hating. Oh, now y'all friends. Now y'all best friends. Oh my God. Can people move on? You the only one like to stay stuck and stay mad. Some people can move forward. Some people can realize, what was we beefing about? Nothing? Okay, let's be cool. You know, and with this situation, like Wendy is trying to align, you know, herself with somebody that can help her with these candles. And so she's strategic anyway. Candace tells them about the house, and you know, there's two houses. There's a main house, and in the main house will be Candace, of course, because she's the host. Giselle and Robin and Mia. And in the other house will be Skylar, Karen, and Wendy. And so now, of course, you know, everybody looking like, Karen is like, well, I hope she enjoy herself. I hope she has a better experience with Giselle than I do, because she's a sneaky one. She's quite crafty. Karen, I already told y'all that she invites Wendy. They arrive at the house. You know, the ladies who will be staying in the main house go and pick out their rooms. One of the rooms. President Barack Obama stayed in one of the rooms, and so you know that impressed the girls. It's a really nice house, by the way. Like, very nice, very, very nice. They didn't show us the cottage, but I assume the cottage is probably just as nice. You know, if it's on that property, the whole property nice, so the cottage need to be nice too. Just maybe like a smaller version. They sit down to eat. Giselle, you know, she only concerned about an apology from Karen. Robin and Giselle end up having a little side conversation over there. They like, I want to stay next to you down and, you know, upstairs in the room. Should we move Mia? Robin just gonna blurt out, okay, Mia, yeah, so I'm gonna move you downstairs. I'm gonna take your room upstairs. I want to be upstairs now. Everybody was like, girl, you just gonna let her do that? You gonna just let her talk to you like that? Candace say, girl, don't let her bully you. Don't let them bully you. And don't let them bully you. Mia took it on the chin, and she was just like, if she wants the better room with the view, then I'll let her have the room with the view. On Twitter, Mia was like, I mean, far be it from me to take away experiences that people don't get to experience on a regular. Catch. Sis say, I live in a penthouse. I always got a view. So I'll let the little girl who don't live in a penthouse have her little view. I'll let her, you know, get her life. She's not used to nothing anyway. And I thought that hopefully Mia continues this, you know, momentum all the way to the reunion. And even at the reunion, I just want her to keep this up. Keep up this energy. I like Mia. Giselle, she says, does anybody else want to apologize in the room before we get this party started? And Skylar is like, are apologies due? Like, who the hell is supposed to be apologizing? And Karen eating, and she look up, are you talking to me? Yes, she talking to you. So here we go with this. Both of y'all reaching. Both of y'all. Karen more than Giselle. Because, girl, now you know good and well you're not mad about that lady saying that Ray will be dead in the grave before her looks fade. That's not wishing death. That's just simply saying you gonna be dead before my looks fade, because it ain't happening. That's what that means. It's a play on words, you know, sarcasm, that sort of thing. But Karen she just gonna ride this out. She gonna ride it out. That's what she upset about, and that's what she's sticking to. And Giselle, Karen ain't lied on your family. That man is out here with whoever he can find. He has babies with whoever he sleeps with. So ain't nobody lying on your family. And Karen ain't the one that said it. Monique did. First of all, your daddy said it. Your daddy put that out there. And then Monique brought it back to the reunion, and Karen co-signed. But be mad at that man. Be mad at that man. Both of y'all need to cut it out. I mean, I don't think that they should be friends or nothing like that, because it's obvious that Giselle only is nice to Karen, you know, like she's a mean girl. She's a mean girl through and through. And so if anything, she and Karen, you know, want that top dog spot. And so it's that keep your friends close, your enemies closer. That has to be Giselle's whole mindset when it comes to Karen. Like, the things that you say about her, the stuff that you do, that ain't your friend. She ain't never been your friend. Because somebody that has been a friend to me, I just couldn't see myself doing them like that. Like, even if we are just, you know, associates at the time, or, you know, we're not as close as we once were, you wouldn't see me putting, you know, roasting your husband or roasting you on national television just for the hell of it. But that's Giselle. That's Giselle. They go back and forth, of course. Robin, she chime in like she always do. And Giselle is like, I don't want Ray to die. I ain't wish death on Ray, but I want Ray to pay his bills. I want Ray to live. I want Ray to pay his bill. I couldn't even say it. I want Ray to pay his bills. As if Ray's bills are any of her concern. I don't understand this woman. I really don't understand her. Let me get off of here so that I can go ahead and do Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm trying to catch up, guys. I'm really trying to catch up. These home renovations have had me completely set back because they're here all day. They're here all day. And so can't nobody get no work done around here with all of that. And it rained today, so I couldn't go outside. So here we are. Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.